What if I told you that you could consume an entire industry's worth of knowledge, have a strategic thought partner that never sleeps, and execute better and faster than people with 10 years more experience than you? All of this for free. This isn't hype. I use these tools every single day to become more efficient, more knowledgeable. And in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you the most important tools and how to use them. By the end of this video, you will be able to become an expert in any field using AI. The first tool we're going to dive into is called Perplexity. So Perplexity is a search engine that is AI powered. So it's got all the major models in there. It's got Claude, it's got ChatGPT, and a handful of others. The idea is that it's a place for you to go do deep research on a topic, but it's going to use the correct model to go chase after that information and synthesize it for you. So let's say you want to become an expert in software development, right? You know that AI can do a pretty good job coding, but you want to actually be an expert that's hireable so that even if you're using AI to be super productive, you know how to code, right? You can go in and catch a security issue, or you can even go in and fix some of it yourself. There's a lot of people that are learning that right now, by the way. It's gonna be a very valuable job. So you go into Perplexity, you'd load it up, and you'd say, I want you to do a ton of research on the basics of Python code, right? You're gonna start with the basics. Perplexity will then go run a couple minute long deep search for all the best content on those things, right? It's gonna crawl every different corner of the internet, and it's going to find beginner-specific analogies, experiential, stories. It's going to find absolutely everything it needs to make sure that you learn this topic, right? Once it gives you all of that research, we're going to load up our second tool. The second tool is Claude. If you haven't used Claude, Claude is the best AI model for you to go use as a thought partner for a couple reasons. One, Claude will tell you when you're wrong. One of the most valuable parts in learning is finding out where you're wrong and then learning how to correct it, right? ChatGPT generally is a yes man. It's just going to tell you that you have a great idea and kind of support you the whole way through. Claude will actually tell you, hey, this probably isn't a good idea, and here's why, which makes it the most valuable thought partner on the market as a model. So you're going to take your research on Python code from Perplexity, and you're going to drop it into Claude, and you're going to say, hey, I really want to learn Python code. I want you to kind of take all this research and condense it into a crash course that is going to make me extremely effective at Python coding within 24 hours. And it's going to take all the research, all the analogies, and it's going to condense it into the most potent basic information you're going to need, right? And you can have it create this for you in the form of a PDF that you can then download, which is going to be important for our third tool. So you went and did the search on Perplexity, you took the information, put it in Claude, you went through a couple feedback loops of, hey, I want to learn this for this reason, I want you to do this with the information, I want you to create this course in a PDF form that's 20 pages long, right? You then download the PDF and you're going to fire up our third tool, which is NotebookLM. NotebookLM is Google's powerful learning tool that, I'm serious, has taught me so much in the last couple months. It does not matter what learning style you have. If you're a visual learner, if you like listening to things to learn, if you like, if you're a kinesthetic learner and you need to type something in, you need to interact with actual knowledge, it has solutions for absolutely every learning style, and you get to load in the information that you're going to learn. So here's how it works. You can either go into NotebookLM's search function and search something. The search function can be kind of helpful, but again, I would recommend using Perplexity and Claude to make sure that you're getting the absolute best possible reduced information. This is going to make your learning experience much more streamlined, and it's going to take away the possibility that some other information creeps in. So you're actually going to go load in your PDF into the knowledge base section. After you load in the PDF, it's going to read everything that Claude put in this PDF about Python code, the fact that you're a beginner, you want to learn, here's the lesson flow, and then you're going to go over to the studio section of NotebookLM. You can then generate a podcast, an explainer video, and then after you've gone through, maybe listening to a podcast, watching the explainer video, reading a study guide, looking at a mind map, after you've gone through some of those, it'll even generate a quiz so that you can actually test yourself on the knowledge. The ability to, at your own pace, listen to a podcast, watch the video, take the quiz, you are in complete control of the knowledge and the learning. And this is a really important part of what NotebookLM does. It takes any information and it reduces it in a way that you want to learn, which means that you are completely untapped in your potential if you can learn to use this tool. Which leads me to our fourth and final tool. So with Perplexity, we've got the research. With Claude, we've got a thought partner. And with NotebookLM, we've got a learning tool that condenses all of that knowledge for you. The only thing we're missing is taking action, which is where our fourth tool comes in. It's called Manus AI. Manus was bought by Meta a couple months ago for a couple $2 billion. They are, without a doubt, the most user-friendly agentic AI on the scene. Agentic AI basically means it's capable of processing information, but it can also go fulfill tasks for you. So you can say, hey, go do this, and it will. Here's where all this comes together. You've done a bunch of learning. You know the basics of Python code now after using NotebookLM. You're gonna want to stay ahead. You're gonna want daily updates or to be pressured daily to actually go use this and get better and continue to learn. So you can actually go into the Manus agent and say, hey, every day at 5 a.m., I want you to create a problem that is solvable by Python code. Maybe it's a couple lines of Python code and there's something wrong with it, right? It's a puzzle, a daily puzzle. And I want you to email it to me every single morning at 5 a.m. So Manus goes, hey, great. I've just set up a recurring task every day at 5 a.m. I'm going to create a problem that I've never created before in Python code that you need to solve. And I won't give you a hint, but if you email me back, I will, give you the right answer. Or you can come in here and paste the right answer and I'll tell you if it's right or not, right? And so you set up this daily recurring task to get better at Python code. But past that, Manus is an extremely helpful tool for things research related. It'll put together beautiful presentations. So if you're like, hey, I learned a bunch of really cool stuff, I actually want to take what I learned, put it into a presentation, and then send it to some people, you can actually have NotebookLM give you a text-based response on something. You can paste it into Manus and say, hey, I want you to create a 30-page pitch deck that is beautiful, it's commercial grade, it's worthy of being in an Apple boardroom, and I want you to email it to these 3 people when it's done. And Manus will go create that proposal, put it in a pitch deck, make it super pretty, super sexy. It'll put in an email and it will send it for you. And if you can learn to synthesize information, use AI as a thought partner, use NotebookLM to learn and sharpen yourself on something, and then take action with a tool like Manus, you have a full stack system. You are now an AI expert because you can take that system into any business, any problem. You can get raises. You can be way more productive than everybody around you. Your boss is like, hey, you're in marketing, right? Hey, we need that new ad campaign done by tomorrow afternoon, which previously would have been like, hey, dude, stop shoving this down my throat, right? But now you can go do research with Perplexity on what your competitors are doing in the space. You can have it synthesized why it's working in Claude. You can throw it into NotebookLM and get a bunch of learning assets and then throw it all into Manus and say, hey, I want you to connect to my meta ads and I want you to build out a new ad campaign that follows these principles. And it's done. And you're done by that afternoon. The whole next day, you're not stressed. You beat everybody because you learned how to use the tools that are available to you for free, by the way, to absolutely dominate. So I think if you have these 4 tools, you are considered an AI expert in today's workforce. I hope this was helpful. I hope that you guys learned something. If you want to learn more about how to use AI to become more productive, to build a business, to super juice your potential in the marketplace, be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.